Whoa, is that a ferocious bite right there? There we go. Beautiful Mille Lacs walleye right there. Crazy. Set the hook and I can see that fish turn sideways. Oh yeah, it is just like every single cast. Well, we are back with another video today. I suppose it's as good a time as any for an intro right now. We're at one of my absolute favorite walleye fishing destinations. We're in the state of Minnesota. You guys can probably guess where I am right now. I'll do a little slow pan for you. We're out on Mille Lacs Lake right now. And we got up here about 9:30. It's about 10 o'clock right now. I was gonna fish the north end. If you're familiar with the way Mille Lacs is laid out, basically the north end is a very long tapering shoreline break with a few points and rock humps and stuff like that, very tight to shore. And a lot of times you can kind of use that as your natural advantage because obviously it's springtime, these fish are going to be relatively shallow and a lot of it's first break fishing. So if you have a long, shoreline that comes out and it goes right down to 20 feet, pretty easy to find fish that way. But there's just too many people up there for me. So I'm going to make a run kind of down to the middle east side, southeast side of the lake and fish some long sporadic rock pieces of structure. And today we're going to do a lot of jigging. We might do something else towards the evening tonight. Phenomenal early season bite. Really good walleye bites all year long out here. And yeah, just a super, and we got an absolutely gorgeous day to do it. I'm sure we'll catch some big smallmouth along the way. But we're kind of sort of out in the middle of the lake right now. So we're going to fire up the Suzuki, blast off, I don't know, about 6 miles, and we'll see you when we get to some rock structure. But Mille Lacs is so cool because there's so much different stuff going on. You got these long sand flats on the north side, you got a ton of rock and gravel on the south side and on the east side, and then you get some weed, a lot of kind of weedy stuff kind of on the southwest side and into the west side. So a lot of different areas to fish. Obviously spring's a lot of this first break fishing, so any kind of shallow piece of structure that comes out and tails out in that 5 to 15 foot range is normally a pretty safe bet. So we got some work to do today. We got to find some fish, catch some fish. Stay tuned. Let's get it going on. All right, spot number 1. What are we going to start with? I think we're gonna go with just a classic standby here to get things going. A little snap jig jerk minnow junior right here. Absolute, feel like I can catch a fish on this anywhere walleyes live. Little Google Eye quarter ounce, kind of hammered silverhead here. Real clear water, so kind of got a real long 10-pound fluoro lead tied on, and we're just gonna give her. We're just gonna give her, cover a bunch of water to start. Mainly because I'm just kind of too excited to really go in depth and just look at a lot of stuff right away. But I mean, Mille Lacs, there's just so many fish in this lake that a lot of times you can just kind of comb a lot of these bigger flats or bigger rock structures and just end up getting into just a pile of a lot of different stuff. And all I'm really going to be doing is just kind of snap jigging this right next to the bottom like this. Not going to be pulling that thing very far off bottom because we still got pretty chilly water temps overall. Just kind of let it hit bottom, snap it up real quick, let it hit bottom. Most of the time your bites will come, your bait will be falling, and you'll just get boonk, real popped real hard. Oh my gosh, first cast. Oh my gosh, might be a smallmouth, but no, it is a walleye. Wow. Spot locked down. Nice when it works out like that, eh? Look at that. Just absolutely unbelievable. You know what? I do not care at all if you can't keep a fish here. I don't even, I think you can legally maybe keep one right now, but couldn't care less. I think walleye fishermen as a whole have to get used to just, catch and release more. There's just so much insane pressure going on everywhere you go right now for walleyes that catch and release is just going to kind of become mandatory. Bodies of water that are super healthy, where you can keep a few fish, that's one thing. But I think we all kind of got to be thinking about how we can manage the resource a little bit better. DNR or no DNR, I think we as fishermen have to do our part. And there we go, number 1 right there, first cast. Oh, it never gets old. Just a beautiful spring day. Hopefully, let's not joke around here. We're going to catch a ton of these fish today. See you later, buddy. Back for more. Looked up. Spot locked down. Smallmouth? Oh yeah. One of the absolute best parts about fishing out here. First cast walleye, like second, or actually probably third or fourth cast smallmouth here. And there's just so many quality smallmouth out here. Very, very cool. And man, they just fight so hard out here too. And this, just a solid 3.5 pound chunker, is just like literally the average. You know, I mean, they get absolutely huge out here, obviously. And this time of year, like we say everywhere, they're literally just right there with the walleyes. Come here, buddy. I'm gonna put you on the TV quick here. If you ever give up. Oh, there we go. Just porkers too. I mean, they're just unbelievably healthy out here. But like I always say in the spring, one of the absolute coolest parts is just catching a little bit of everything. There's just a chunker of a little 18-incher right there. I'm sure we'll catch many more bigger fish, bigger smallies than that today, but so cool, man. I mean, literally like 5 minutes into fishing, and it's gonna be a good day. Right there, hooked up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa. Nice walleye here. I actually just went to a jigging a minnow. I probably made about 10 casts on this spot without catching a fish. Went to a jigging a minnow. I was like, I wonder if I just will catch more doing that. I kind of doubt it's really gonna matter too much. But there we go, on the jig in the minnow. Beautiful little walleye right there. There we go. I was just looking at that little pot of fish on the side imaging. I was like, man, I should probably catch a fish right here. Lo and behold, there we go. This is gonna be a fun day. I mean, you don't get many days, at least it seems like whenever I come to Mille Lacs, the wind is just absolutely raging. And I don't think I've ever fished a day out here that's looked like this, but it feels good. Whoa, is that a ferocious bite right there? Gotta be a big bass, right? Well, now it's staying low and deep. No, it is a nice walleye, real nice walleye here. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable. One thing about fishing out here is like when you catch a fish, spot lock just immediately. Because most of the time you're talking about big schools of fish. That's 2 fish on the jig in the minnow in about 4 casts. Pretty nice fish here. I mean, just the size structure, unbelievable out here. Just a ton of quality size fish. And there we go. Too much fun. There we go. Beautiful Mille Lacs walleye right there. Hungry as can be up here on some of this first break stuff. And there's a lot of this first break stuff to fish. So a lot of times you might comb through a lot of water before you get one. But most of the time when you're in them, it is some pretty surreal fishing for inland standards. So how am I using my electronics today? Well, today I'm not necessarily using my electronics to necessarily find fish on every spot, but I'm using my electronics to position my boat in a spot that is much more efficient than just being all over the place, right? And I've fished plenty of pods of fish today that I can see them on the side imaging. But for the most part, what I'm doing is I'm looking at a lot of sand to rock transitions. And a lot of this lake might be just big sprawling rock kind of throughout. You know, a lot of these big lakes are like this. But a lot of times you might have a spot that lays out where it's like a thin spine that comes off the shoreline. And you know, the top of it might be 7 or 8. And it might drop out to like 12 or 15 feet. And then it'll just be plain sand after that. And a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm using my side imaging, and most of the time I'm fishing off the left, and I'm using my side imaging to kind of line myself up about halfway. So if I got my side imaging set to 80 feet, I like to see that transition about 20 feet to like 30, 40 feet off my left side of my boat. So most of the time what I'm doing is I'm casting way up into that rock, working it out, and bringing it right down that transition. Now, a lot of these really active, you know, fish that are really hunting around might be right on top of this thing in 7 or 8 feet of water.
as the day's gone on, it seems like more of these fish have slid out and they're right on that transition. Now, if you just drifted through one of these spots, would you end up catching fish? Probably, because there's just a lot of fish here. But you're definitely going to catch more fish positioning your boat right on these transition. A lot of times in these big systems where it's a lot of the sand rock transition, whether that's leech or Mille Lacs or like a sturgeon bay type of thing, these fish absolutely love these transitions. It's just kind of their natural corridor for movement, right? It's no different than fishing like a weed edge, right? And a lot of times these fish aren't swimming right through the thickest weeds. They like to sit right on that edge and kind of go up and down that weed bed in that kind of fashion. So using your side imaging, not just to maybe see fish every time, but to position your boat in a way that catches you more fish is absolutely the key to, you know, to kind of pick it apart a huge body of water like this.
There's just an absolute mountain of fish behind me right here. A lot of these big kind of clear natural lakes like this, what you're fishing a lot of times is like big rock to sand transitions. Here's another one. Got him right there. And we're sitting right in the sand and we're just pitching right up to some rock. And these fish are just kind of right either on that thick rock or right on the edge. We got, I believe, a real nice walleye here. Oh yeah, it is just like every single cast. Pretty incredible. I'm sure you guys can probably see that down there. Never gets old, does it? I'm just gonna hand land this guy here. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah. Nice fish right there. My gosh, it is like every cast when you get in a pot of fish like this. Gorgeous, all about it. Let's let that guy go. No time to waste. Hooked up. Gotta be a bass. Maybe not. Kind of staying deep. Thought he was coming up right away. Oh no, definite walleye. Man, I just absolutely love clear water. Being able to see that is just amazing. And there's just a ridiculous amount of fish down here. I'm talking kind of quiet because I'm getting angry. There's just a whole bunch of people kind of within earshot today. There we go, munching it. Get your popped off here, buddy. There we go, another nice one right there. A lot of these kind of cookie cutter 20-21 inchers, which Mille Lacs definitely seems to have been known for kind of in the recent years. Hooked up. Just went back to the plastic and first cast, which tells me they are just flat out biting. There we go, look at that guy. Even in this high skies, flat calm conditions, fishing up shallow, they're just smacking baits. Come here, buddy. Just gonna grab you real quick. There we go. Back to the little jerk minnow junior in there. That little Kalen's plastic is one of my absolute best producers of all time. Arkansas shad or green shiner are my two favorite colors. There we go. Just fish after fish after fish. Got him right there. Feels nice and heavy. Feels like a heavier fish. Definitely getting walleye vibes too. Well, I will say this, I've recently gone back to fishing fluoro on some of my jig rods, and they all feel larger. It is a nice fish though. Look at that guy. Oh yeah. Angry little guy. We'll scoop you up, buddy. There we go. You just cannot argue with the number of fish in this system. It is insane compared to the lakes that I fish every day. There we go. Look at that guy. Absolutely incredible. Amazing day, amazing weather, amazing fishing. Tough to beat. Been out here for about an hour and 15 minutes now and just catching an absolute pile of fish. Oh, right there. Good fish too, a real good fish. You could see him way down there. Crazy. Set the hook and I could see that fish turn sideways. Too amazing, dude. Wow. We are just having a day out here. Super, super nice fish here. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah. Look at that right there. Awesome. Tall, perky, long one. Kind of that classic Mille Lacs, huge head. Kind of thinning out as he goes back. Wow, he just absolutely throttled that thing. We are having some fun now. Awesome. Let's let him go. Oh, see you later. You guys should be able to see him swim away here. There he goes. We are hooked up. Look at that, you can already see that guy way out there. Unbelievable. Way up shallow in this super clear water. Too awesome. There's even a dude on a jet ski out here, it's so nice. Look at that thing just digging. Wow. We are having some fun today. Feels good to be out of Hayward. Back on a big lake with some serious walleye numbers. And just crushing fish. I mean, this is not at all crazy for this time of year. I mean, these fish are all over up shallow. Mille Lacs is a phenomenal lake. Pitching jigs, catching a ton of fish. It is a ton of fun though. There really is not a simpler bite. Jig minnow, jig plastic, shallow rock. Wow. All right, well that is gonna do it for this morning's quick little video. My first 2 hours on Mille Lacs were absolutely insane. I mean, I probably caught 30 fish or so. Obviously, we're not gonna put all of those in the video, but absolutely insane bite and is absolutely just unbelievably flat out. Sometimes when it goes this flat, the fish can get very finicky up shallow, but that is just not the case today. Absolutely crazy bite. Caught a ton of fish. Everything we caught was on one of two presentations. And one was this jerkbait, Kalen's jerkbait Junior on a 1/4 ounce Google Eye head there. Absolutely, probably could have thrown this the whole time and caught just as many fish probably. And the other half of the fish or so were on this 1/4 ounce, either a Pendu jig with a little moving hook or just a straight Google Eye, and then just a bigger fat head on there. So super simple program. I mean, spring jig fishing, you know. What else are you gonna do right now? It's just, you know, oftentimes the most effective way to catch fish. And because the water's so clear, I was going way down in my leads. I actually, most of the day was fishing just an 8-pound fluorocarbon on the 7.3 medium light fast action Elliott with the Piscifun Carbon X 2000. And if you guys want to pick up the reels or the rods or anything like that, I'll go ahead and baits. I'll link everything down below. I can get you discount codes on like the reel and stuff like that if you're looking to save some money. But super fun bite. I absolutely love this place in the spring. It's just a magical place. You get so much life up shallow. There's just a ton of really cool rock structure. You know, there's just a lot of interconnected stuff to look at, which is very cool. Obviously just a mountain of walleyes to catch, ton of big smallmouth to catch. Absolutely one of my favorite places to spend a day. I've never been as lucky to get a day that looks like this out here though. Most of the days I'm here, the wind just is raging for some reason. But awesome bite so far this morning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Just a quick little jig fishing this morning on Mille Lacs. I think we're gonna try to film something else this afternoon that can be super effective way to catch fish too. So stay tuned for that. I do appreciate you guys watching. If you're not yet, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We still got all of our clothes still in stock, so if you're looking to pick up any of the Find 'em Catch 'em merchandise, I'll link that down below as well. And I do appreciate all you guys supporting this channel by buying clothes. It does mean a lot. So stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys next time.